All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Liam McLaughlin. I'm up here with Angelica Cruz, Jack Kohler, David Gray, and Caitlin Brown. Today we'll be talking about lowering the voting age to 17. So our prompt is, to what extent would the lowering of the voting age to 17 impact voter participation in national elections? All right, and so the voting age should be lowered to 17 because it would increase voter participation.
So everyone here listens to music, correct? This should be some, if not most of you. In this generation, teenagers would consider music to be their favorite hobby. Follow-up question. How many of you have listened to the song This Is America by Childish Gambino? It's good, right? Gambino's song blew up over the world due to its hidden meanings involving political standpoints. For example, in this picture of the music video from the song This Is America, released May 5th, 2018, you can see Gambino along with other Catholic school kids dancing and having a good time as mayhem is happening in the background. This is to emphasize the fact that America is ignoring big problems as a whole. This shows that from an artistic standpoint, artists will change and alter their work to express their feelings about the law. As teenagers are more involved in music and art these days, artists will affect their decisions on candidates, and if they are the next upcoming voters, this will affect them. Art can be anything from music and paintings to movies and TV shows. This next example of gerrymandering, as seen in the Library of Congress of newspaper, is a form of drawing. This artist has expressed their views on the manipulation of boundaries to favor a certain political party. Since this is art, teenagers would be open to it and see it more faster, and change their opinions on candidates based on if they are in favor of this or changing this law, etc.
All right, so lowering the voting age will create economic change. Now, who here is planning on going to college? I would hope most of you, right? All right, now who here knows how they will pay for college? A lot less hands are being raised, all right? So many of you guys may take out student loans, which may lead you to having a lot of debt for many years or sometimes even a lifetime full of debt. According to the American Federation of Teachers, over 45 million student loan borrowers owe student debt. And to add on to this, 69% of students from class of 2018 took out student loans with an average debt balance of $29,800, and that's from the Student Loan Bureau. Collectively, student debt is over $1.5 trillion. This surpasses all types of household debt other than mortgages. So what does this have to do with voter participation, you may be asking yourself. All right, so clearly we are in a student debt crisis. 2016, which is the most recent year statistics were available, this shows that 69.7% of high school graduates attended college. So lowering the voting age by lowering the voting age, it will allow politicians to focus on ways to relieve student debt, which will attract younger students to vote, because they are planning on going to college, which will increase voting participation.
So, some of the changes that this will cause will be just a change in general from how the general public and how it will affect America as a whole. There's also the specifics of how politicians and the people gaining the rights to vote will react. So, it's more, so there would be an overall benefit. It's due to a larger pool of voters, therefore increasing the amount of voters that participate. And then due to a larger demographic of younger people who can and will vote, this means that politicians will enter more on the environment. We'll talk more on the environment, and we'll use popular culture such as memes to get across their points and try to spread their campaign. And then the 17-year-olds themselves, due to them generally being not as mature and having less development, and may have a skewed vote towards candidates that appeal to these specific issues, such as the environment and if they market themselves through means.
Now, the opposition. Some people believe that 17-year-olds are simply too immature to vote. This thinking can be seen in The Revolution Will Not Be Fruitful by Heather Newell, which was published by the National Review. In it, she uses personal experiences as her reasoning, and this is seen in many others with the same opinion. However, in order to fully get the right view of the youth today, you need to take a step back and look at it from a much wider perspective. The reality of youth today. Here in this picture, you can see many of the Parkland survivors protesting against gun violence. Through their protesting, they have become some of the most well-known gun activists. They are prime examples of the potential of America's youth today, as they are aware of what is going on around them and are perfectly capable of making informed decisions in the voting process through this knowledge.
So as you can see here in the demographics for voting by level of education, this is data collected by Michael P. McDonald, associate professor at the University of Florida. People who have not completed high school yet or ever are at the lowest demographic. Now, most of these people are going to be high school dropouts who never received their diploma. However, this is also going to include 18-year-olds who have not quite graduated from high school because they're still completing their education. If 17-year-olds are added in to the voting in national elections, this is going to help this demographic come up with the rest of the group. As well as here, you can see the turnout by age. 18 to 29-year-olds are in the lowest voting group. However, from 1986 to 2018, they saw about a 12% increase. And if we're adding in 17-year-olds to this, it's going to help them come up again with the rest of the group so that they can be more uniform as a country in national voting. Eric S. Fish in the Yale Law Journal says that there are over 1.25 million adults in the United States under guardianship. Most of these people are going to have diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. And as Angelica said, a lot of people think that 17-year-olds are simply too immature or lack enough intelligence to be able to vote in national elections. However, if you're going to allow a 75-year-old man with Alzheimer's to vote in a national election, there's no reason why the 17-year-old high school student shouldn't be allowed to vote in their own election. What questions do you guys have?
Let's get together. All right, good. You're all there. Awesome. All right, Liam, you're up first. You knew that, though. Your name was first, so you knew that. In the future, what change would you make to your group norms, and how would you expect that to improve your team's presentation?
Really just collaborating more, getting more on deadlines, just sort of working together to help each other focus on their lens and like not get off topic.
All right, thank you. Jack, you're up next. Reflecting on your colleagues' work, which one had the greatest impact on your overall understanding of the problem that I gave you?
Definitely Angelica's point of view had the greatest impact on my understanding because she had the political lens and she was talking a lot about just 17-year-olds in general opinion on voting and how that would impact their voter participation. She also had a piece that we edited out of how Gen Z voters are the fastest growing demographic, and that was very similar to what I presented on that, so that just helped us incorporate how we were presenting and kind of eliminate things that we didn't need.
Thank you. Caitlin, in what way did you improve your ability to work with a group as a result of this project?
As a result of this project, it helped me work with a group more because I saw that we needed more time to like collaborate and work together as the times when we wouldn't work together, because once we needed more time, we realized that it was better to work together. I know that now it's better to incorporate everybody's idea, especially for this project, because it has an overall claim so that we all have to figure out together, and all of our lenses have to come together and match up to the one claim.
Thank you. Angelica, you're up next. What is an example of a compelling argument from one of your peers' individual? I can't do that question because Jack already answered it. Sorry.
Oh my God.
What's the strongest counter argument to your solution that your team identified and why?
It would have been that where I introduced the revolution will not be fruitful, where they believe they're simply too immature because of personal experiences in their own lives.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about the question change too. And Dave, you're up last. What is a way your team's resolution makes you think differently about your own research?
Well, overall, in my research, I found that younger generations were less reliable with voting. But when bringing up the point that we cut out with Angelica saying that Gen Z is the fastest growing voting demographic, that shifted my perspective of how younger people don't care as much and won't dive in as much to politics.
You guys are done. You can breathe.